So it's just under 300 years old. It's my little baby. I'm really attached to it. It's a phenomenal instrument. I'm very, very lucky to have it. It's my voice. It's my voice when I'm on stage. So it is very, very important, and it also is the reflection of my own character. What makes them so special, I'm told, is that the varnish on it is some sort of secret that only they knew back then. You know, they've got this amazing technology now. They can replicate everything, anything and everything. They can, frankly, they can make, better products if they want. But for some reason, the modern violins, even if they do sound sensational, they aren't Stradivariuses and they're not Guarneri's. And, this is the ongoing question with the modern violin makers is that, the wood is there and the art is there and the technology is there, and why is it that modern violins don't sound the same? Well, this is the fun part of my job. Okay, I shouldn't say the fun part because everything else is pretty fantastic, but the girly part, I should say. The dresses. I've got so many favorite dresses, but I would have to say that the all-time most sentimental dress that I have is this little itty-bitty poofy pink party dress that I wore to my debut. I was 8 years old, and my mom loves it. I love it. I usually give away all my clothes to my cousins and my friends, and I'm very, very good about that. Except I've got so much sentimental attachment to this debut dress, and it's tiny, and it's got puffy sleeves, and it's got the big poofy skirt, and it's terrible. It's a terrible dress, but I'm just so attached to it. The number one thing that I always think about is, will this dress fit this composer? Because if the two don't correlate, then I don't wear the dress.
Let's talk about your image. You're glamorous, very elegant, and some would say, especially looking at some of your press photographs, very sexy. What do you think that's doing to get classical music out to a wider audience?
That's a fine line.
Yeah.
It really is a fine line. I started out as a child prodigy. That was where the main focus was for the longest time. I sometimes see photos of classical musicians or like CD covers of classical musicians in extremely risque poses or wearing next to nothing, playing Bach or Brahms or Beethoven, and I don't see the correlation. And that's not something that I feel that I need to do. I think I've been in the industry long enough and I've got enough credibility that I don't need to be doing that. I also have been very vocal about the fact that I'm really not that interested in crossover projects. There are others who do it better than I do.
Crossover is the hybrid between classical music and pop music.
Yeah, or crossover being anything that's not, a fusion, basically.
Right.
Fusion of something.
But you have worked with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I
for
have.
the Asia project.
I have. That project I did because I have a huge amount of respect for Andrew Lloyd Webber. I like his music. The musical content is good. As long as the musical content is good, I'm happy to do it. And I wanted to work with Julian, his brother, who's a cellist, and he did the project with me. I think it's a really, really fine line of where you obviously, I'm in my 20s. I love fashion. I'm a girl. I love dresses. I love shoes. I love bags. I'm into all that. I really am into all that. But at the same time, when I go on stage and I'm giving a concert, I also want to be respectful towards the audience. Whatever I'm wearing, at least in my head, needs to be composer appropriate. Meaning, if I'm playing Brahms, I want something that reflects that. If I'm playing Carmen, and and I'm wearing this hot, red, sexy little number, great, fantastic, I can pull it off, I'll do it. But if I'm doing Beethoven, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it's more of a distraction if you're doing that.
Just curious, what kind of modern music do you listen to?
I love Lady Gaga. I love Beyonce. Rihanna. I love Bon Jovi, the old Bon Jovi stuff. I do have an iPod, and I do have mostly pop music on my iPod. When it comes to classical music, I actually buy CDs. I still do the old-fashioned CD
Same.
thing.
Same. I want to listen to albums, classical albums in its entirety, not on my iPod.
I'm exactly the same.
Now, you've also embraced Twitter. And I was checking out your Twitter feed. First of all, you're not following anyone, and I think that needs to change. You're welcome to follow me back. And you tweeted this. I'm going to read this.
Oh, God.
I had literally 20 minutes to speed shop today. Did an astonishing amount of damage in 20 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Are you a bit of a shopaholic?
I am very much of a shopaholic. Guilty of that. I'm really good at it.
Yeah?
I'm really good at it.
And Hong Kong is the place to do it, too.
Hong Kong is a phenomenal place to go shopping. It is. I mean, I could spend a week in Hong Kong doing nothing but shop and eat.
It's pretty bad because I went through your account, and you share a lot about mundane things, about shopping, the weather, your love of baseball. Yeah. Would you share details about your romantic life? Had to ask, sorry.
Yeah, no, of course. It is actually really hard. You know, with the amount of traveling and the constant bouncing around and the concerts, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah.
You say you didn't have a normal childhood, so is that something you crave, that you wished you had?
You know, I have to hand it to my parents. They really did try. They really did try to give me as normal a childhood as they possibly could have at that stage. But the fact of the matter is, if you're giving concerts and you're doing press and you're making recordings and you're still trying to go to school at the same time, something needs to give.
So no regrets at all?
Yeah, no regrets. No
There's
regrets.
a little pause there.
No, you know what? Regrets, meaning for my life, when it comes to my career and my happiness and where I am right now in my life, absolutely happy. No regrets whatsoever. If I have children one day, and you know, I obviously do want them to have a musical education at some point. Would I start them off so early? Probably not. No, I'd probably wait a little bit more for them.
Well, that's interesting. Why?
I want them to have a life. I want them to have a little bit more of a normal life than I did.
Sarah Chang, it's been an absolute delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.